welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 367, Life in the Fast Lane, number 31. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And Joe, we have maybe our least exciting deleted scene yet, 26 seconds of Carter Verone and the
Awful.
rat guy.
Just go check him out, Don.
Who's that?
Relax. So we're through? I don't know, you tell me. Are we?
I told you, internal affairs is up my butt. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Then we're through. Escort him out.
So as you just heard, in this deleted scene, I can't believe that I wrote this much plot over a thing that nothing happens, but Monica, I also think I felt bad because I'm just like, there's nothing else to say. Monica returns to Carter's house where she sees him talking to Detective Whitworth, rat cop, outside. Carter sends Monica inside as he continues his conversation with Whitworth. Monica watches them from inside the house. Carter sees her do this. Whitworth seems unable to help Carter due to internal affairs. Carter has his men escort Whitworth away as the deleted scene ends. I think this is one, unlike other ones, where it's like not immediately apparent where it would go in the movie. All I know directly is that Monica's wearing the same outfit she wore in the customs warehouse, like the stare and drive, like that.
Okay.
So it's
Makes
around
sense, yeah.
there. It's before the Pearl, because obviously rat cop at the Pearl. So somewhere in the middle, like the second quarter of the movie, kind of.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
there's
that
nothing
tracks.
going on here.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I think that this is the first minute we've ever done where I literally couldn't find anything.
Yeah, like I often
It's
message
so
you,
quick.
and I'm like, "Good luck," and you're like, "I'll find something," and like you usually do. It's like there was a truck in the background, there was a guy on the roof, there's this, and you're like,
It's these three characters.
Mm-hmm.
No new anything. Nothing in the background. Face magic of these three in a scene that's completely useless.
at Carter
But I had a
Verone's house.
thought.
Yeah.
The only thought that I had while watching this is something I want to talk to you about. What is the implication of him being like, who's that? Why is Whitworth asking Carter who that is? Does Whitworth possibly recognize Monica? You know what I mean? Because this is what I'm saying. Can we unpack that? Because I think that's the only interesting thing that happens here.
That would open up a whole new realm of possibility if Detective Whitworth on the police force recognizes another member of law enforcement. But there would need to be so much more dialogue exposited to make that happen. But that's very interesting.
That's the only thing that I thought was interesting about this, though. But, because it's is he concerned that Monica is just a girl that overheard them?
I think it's more concerned that he's jumpy because he is literally breaking the law, right, to help a criminal. And I think he's just like,
yes.
There's people, why are the people around? You said they'd be safe.
You just take it bottom of the barrel that he's just suspicious that anybody sees him
your
with
idea
Carter.
is too interesting for this scene.
Okay. Fair enough. But Carter seems very dismissive of it, although he later Monica's the one that turns on him. It just, all of that part feels interesting to me if you really looked into it.
I think maybe this is not true, but I think in a certain sense, a person in Carter's position has to assume that at some point everyone in his life is going to turn on him.
Everybody's out to get you.
Right.
You're all enemies. Understood.
So he's dismissive. He's just like, oh, she's not. Don't worry about that. Like we're you and me right now. So he's dismissive of her, not to be dismissive of her. But then when she actually turns on him, and she's like, of course, it was going to happen. If not her now.
Yeah.
If not now, later. If not her, some other guy.
Enrique.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
I would really like it if Detective Whitworth was like, who's that?
No, that's
And
real
he's
good.
Like, oh, shit, we got another cop here. And then he's like, now he's breaking the law.
But that's a different
she's
movie.
undercover.
That's a different movie. That's a better movie. But that's a different movie, right? Where it's just although how does that play out though? If
that's what I'm saying. I want to work through this.
Tells criminal, hey, you've got another cop here. Do you know she's a cop? Then he has to that's the seeding, the planting of the seeds of the airstrip, right?
Yeah.
To catch her in the lie. Clearly, at no point does Whitworth ever say anything. Maybe he doesn't recognize her because, the next time we see Whitworth, Carter Verone is letting a rat eat through his chest, right? Like, there's no trust there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, wow. Okay.
Okay, so that was my pitch for a new movie based on one line of dialogue from a deleted scene.
Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be really good.
It would have been really weird. It would completely fuck this movie. You're right. It's now the Monica Fuentes story, and Brian and Roman are totally lost here.
Correct.
But it would have been interesting if, like, Whitworth would have been like, I'm a dirty cop that recognizes another cop that is probably a clean cop, but then they go to the Pearl and she lets them put the rat to scratch into his chest, and he's like, maybe she's a dirty cop. Maybe we're both dirty cops. Like, there's so much interesting things that can happen now.
Yeah.
That was it. So there's nothing I could write down, but this is something that I was pondering when I watched this.
It's good. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Again, I will say, too interesting.
For a 20...
Yeah.
For a 20-second second scene, there really is, like, this would have been, like, the first thing I would have cut out of this movie. They're like, okay, trim out the things you don't think that we need. I'd have been like, gone. Like, this is like delete, permanent delete. Don't need that scene ever again.
Very interesting.
Did you like this scene?
No, I mean, no, not really. Nothing happens. Like, it's
Okay.
not bad, but it's just like, there's ones where, to a certain extent, we want all these movies to be longer. Like, the more character stuff, the better.
Sure,
We talked
yes.
about this, right? Like,
Yes.
add 15 minutes here, whatever. Like, I don't really want to watch, like, just subjectively or whatever, like, a 2.5 hour long movie. But, like, when we're watching these over and over again, that's just more to pick up on. But here, it's like, oh, we don't need this.
We absolutely don't. Right? That's like the first reaction you have. You're just like, yep, okay. Yeah, I see why they cut it.
And, like
to the point where I'm like, this shouldn't even make the deleted scenes on the DVD, because it'd have been like, oh, yeah, well, like, this is just like, obviously they cut this stupid
Although, in
scene.
a weird way, it, like, makes the movie look better. Just like, look at this shit we saved you. Like, you know what I mean? Just like,
That's a good positive spin
but,
on it.
I don't know.
You're like, bro, it could have been fucking worse. We could have been 2 hours of this shit of Rat Cop just being like, who's Monica Fuentes? It doesn't go anywhere.
Look, if you didn't like the movie, you wouldn't own the DVD. You definitely wouldn't be watching the deleted scene. You know what I mean? So, like,
I want to know who decide. Like, this opens up more philosophical questions of like, who gets to decide what the deleted scenes are?
well, so that's the other thing. Like, I've said this before. Like, this also the scene again, 26 seconds. Like, to feel slow because like it's not finished. There's no score. There's no movement. There's no like sound.
Sure,
like,
whatever.
No Foley or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, so it feels slower. But yeah, because they have to have shot a lot. But there's like raw footage, and then like semi-finished footage, which like this is, and there's like finished footage with like has soundtrack and Foley and whatever, right, and like levels and coloring and tinting and whatever. So like someone did some work on this, but there's probably, to your point, like a lot more of this movie that has like had some work done on it. They're just like, that's not for public consumption.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a kid who spent their like entire night awake, stressing about editing this scene
Yep.
to like get to this part of post production.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just like, this is so dumb. Why
Yeah.
did we ever shoot this? We're never, ever going to use that. And they're like, okay, save it for the deleted scenes then. I'm like, that's your best hope.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But it's also like, it's at least in the like that kind of thing. It's not like there's like a character who's only in this deleted scene who gets cut out of the movie. You know what I mean? Where it's just like some
Yeah.
guy escorts. Because like that's always the story you hear. Like people inviting their entire family to their first film, like their film premiere, then like they watch the movie, they're like, oh, my scene was cut out or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
happens
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time. So at least
Happens
in that
all the
regard,
time.
that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, true.
But-
True.
Anything else? I mean, I can't believe we talked about the scene for 9 minutes. Anything else to say about this this deleted scene?
No, I said every possible thought that I could have about this
Okay.
scene in the last 9 minutes.
Joe, on the streets, news about the Fast and Furious. I don't think that I have any news other than one follow-up to, which also leads into the next thing. Before I get here, is there any news you've seen about these movies, the franchise, whatever, since we last spoke?
Literally nothing. Like, not even like diss news on The Rock this past 3 weeks.
So Vin has been running the Vin like crazy, but before we get to his Instagram, Paul Walter Hauser, who we talked about the beef with Vin Diesel, apologized on Instagram like a coward.
I did see this. What a chicken shit.
A few weeks back, Paul Walter Hauser writes, actually I'm going to share my screen because you're going to see that we'll do the Vin Diesel one too, so I'll just make sure that it's just
Cool.
shared with
Perfect.
with sound. I made a random comment about Vin Diesel. It started somewhat humorous. All right. I'm not going to add commentary as I read this, but unraveled into me dogging him out over behavior I'd heard about on multiple occasions from multiple sources. Just like, hey, man, actually, I am going to add commentary. He's like, hey, man, it started, became a thing, but like I heard a lot of things from a lot of people. Just saying that.
That's fair. I like that. That's fair.
I'd done a night shoot on a Friday, gotten 1 hour of sleep, and flew from LA to Atlanta
God.
at 6 a.m. to do a full day of press for Inside Out 2. I was exhausted and in my fatigued state. I shot
This
my
is the
mouth
Paulo
off
Abdul
and made a
excuse.
careless, needlessly mean-spirited comment. That comment was recorded and then went viral. Just here to say that I am sorry for having made that comment. I do indeed get riled up by some of the behavior I've witnessed or heard about, and, quote, outing people to any extent can feel momentarily satiating. I no longer feel that way, and I'm genuinely sorry for shooting my mouth off and not showing love to Vin, who I do not know and have never met. It isn't fair of me to make judgments of that kind, and even if some of those things turned out to be true, it is mean to shout them out and playfully attack someone. As a self-professed Christian, I need to do a better job of loving people and not trying to, quote, right a wrong or allow my ego to posture itself with some sort of verbal flex. It isn't just additive to our culture, and it can hurt other people. At Vin Diesel, I apologize. Thank you for entertaining so many people and making them happy. I'm trying to do the same. Time for me to be quiet. I sometimes talk myself into idiocy. Not edited. That's what it is.
That's what it was.
And it's over a picture that just says, make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 11. And he tagged Comic Book,
every
Joe Blow,
news
BuzzFeed,
post.
IndieWire, Variety, AV Club, Entertainment Tonight, Deadline, TMZ, Extra, Hollywood Reporter, People, Cinema Blend, HuffPost, Entertainment Weekly.
Okay,
Only 1,100
so
likes.
now,
Like that's more than we'll ever have, but like not very viral. Like to insult go mega viral. Apologize.
yeah, nobody cares. It is okay. The only way this is interesting in my head is if Vin fucking threatened him. I want to hear the Vin threaten voicemail that he's like, Hauser, you talking shit? And like that was it. It's like, it's Vin. Call me back. And then he's like, oh shit, I have to make a fake Christian post about this now. Right?
There's a line doesn't concern himself with the opinion of sheep, which I guess is from Game of Thrones. I thought it was an older quote than that, but it's just like
I thought it was an older quote than that too.
I
yeah.
don't think Vin Diesel even heard about this. I don't think he ever left a voicemail. I don't even think he saw the mention on Instagram. I think this...
And I think if he did, I don't think he gave a shit.
No. I mean, no. Okay. I think he cared, but like...
I don't.
He wouldn't... No, I think he's he's sensitive.
Do you think Vin cares more about like Rotten Tomatoes scores or what this asshole said about what he thinks that he does? Because I can see Vin being like, I can't wait to see the Rotten Tomatoes scores and just like refreshing.
I don't think he cares about Rotten Tomatoes. I think he cares about the fans. I think he genuinely wants to see comments. I think if it honestly might have hurt him more if Paul Walter Hauser commented on an Instagram post, which, as you can see, we've got 12 to go through from the last 3 weeks, from the last 19 days.
Oh, fuck. Okay, cool.
If he commented, like, nice post for someone who shows up late to set or, something like that, like, I think he might be like, what did I do to offend this guy? But, like, him just, like, saying something to, like, Inside Out Press, I don't know.
I can see him, I mean, like, he loves his Instagram and these dumb posts, but, like, do you think he's chronically online, or do you think Vin's like, here's my picture of the day? Like, that was a cool picture. I'm going to post that.
I don't know.
Do you think Vin has seen any couch fucking memes?
So, like, you know how there's like lurker? Like, I'm largely a lurker on social media. Like, I don't really post that much. I mostly retweet or whatever.
Exactly.
I think Vin's the opposite. I think he just goes on there, puts a thing out, and then closes the app. I don't think he sees any memes.
That's what I mean. I can see that. That's what I'm saying. I think that he's just a content maker. You know, like, absolutely not a lurker. Like, he doesn't scroll his Instagram. He's like, this is for me to post my pictures. I don't care what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
that's
a
what
broadcast.
I think.
It's not like a, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is one way of it. It's people listening to us talk about Too Fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. You get me. That's it. I don't need your opinion. Like, talk to your car.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. That's what
All
I
right.
thought too.
So we're going to run the Vin because we got no other news. There's 12 posts.
Okay.
4 of them
Do
are
you have the
videos, 8
original?
of them are pictures. I know that a lot of these are birthday posts.
Okay, cool.
First one
Okay.
up
Him and Emrod.
looking like they're from the 1800s, kind of, but she's in leather pants, but still looks like they're like cosplaying like Deadwood.
Deadwood or The Matrix could go either way.
Or Deadwood meets The Matrix. Vin Diesel posts.
Yeah,
so
something like
okay,
that.
we're
Westworld. There you go.
yeah, yes. Mhm. We're recording this on Monday because we record another episode back to back. Whatever, doesn't matter. But like, this is 12 posts in 19 days. Like normally we always record on Wednesdays, like 3 weeks between posts, but this is fewer than that. It's 19 days, not 21 days. It's still 12 posts. So just keep that in mind. This is also
Okay.
17 days ago. So like, even more of a compressed window because like he doesn't post a ton, but like he's been posting a ton.
He's just in a silly, goofy mood lately, I guess.
Vin and Emrod caption, there is no one in this world like you, ... and there will never be. Love you forever and beyond. Happy birthday, ... The top comment just says, boy, you scared me. I thought she died. I don't know if she's on Instagram. He does not
Does
tag
a
her.
million likes. Million. Insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like, Paul Walter House's apology gets 1,100. Vin doesn't see that.
He doesn't give a shit.
The next day, he posts a picture of a record, Don't Stop the Music. He says, wow,
Yes, red.
this is so surreal and cool. You all know how much I love music, which we do. Loving this collaboration, ... at PD Martin, at Dimitri Vegas, at Zion.
Zion's not Zion Williamson, right? That's a different... How does
PD
Zion
Martin
Williamson not
is
have
a
that?
songwriter-producer.
Yeah.
Dimitri Vegas is an artist and actor. DJ Mag, #1 DJ of the world, 2015, 2019. He's got 2.5 million followers.
I've seen Dimitri Vegas live before.
And Zion is Zion Baby, music and business. He got 5.5 million followers. Not Zion Williamson.
That must suck for Zion Williamson.
Dimitri says, so happy we got to do this one together, brother. Song of the Summer is finally out. Wait.
It's July. Song of the Summer comes out, if it's dance music like Dimitri Vegas is making, should have been out in March at Ultra. That's when Song of the Summer comes out, not in July.
Well, Vin Diesel, does he have... Hold on, I gotta share this. I gotta share the screen. Hold on.
Oh, he's credited on this too.
I know, that's
like
what I'm...
featuring Vin and Zion. That's cool.
Yeah, there's look at these playlists, just like Vin shirtless by different people. I don't know why this is happening, but
I don't know either.
Vin Diesel. Also, when you search Vin Diesel on Spotify, Dwayne Johnson comes up, which is interesting.
As an art, because he did that like one rap song. Remember?
But it's just
We
it's
watched
interesting
the
to
music
me
video
that,
of
like,
it.
you know, whatever.
What's in his artist thing? Can you open that? Can you open Dwayne's like Dewey's?
Well, he's got all like
artist?
Face Off, right? Yes.
Yes, that
There's
was
also
what I
like
was
all of
thinking.
his is like Moana and stuff. But yeah, Asinine.
Makes sense. Yeah. Dumb.
Asinine, whatever. I'm trying to find where this Vin song is, if he's credited. This is another Vin Diesel with 1 monthly listener. Someone calling themselves Vin Diesel, which is not Vin Diesel.
Lame.
Don't Stop the Music, Dimitri Vegas, not Dimitri Martin, that's a comedian.
You can't play it or we're gonna get banned.
Here we go. Don't Stop the Music, Dimitri Martin. Oh, he's only credited as Vin.
Vin. That's his. Yeah. So we have a new alter ego entering the chat. By the way.
Vin. Whenever we interview someone for Lottery Pod, we let them pick their outro music because nobody listens to that on YouTube, and so there's no monetization. So like it doesn't matter if it gets copyright strike or whatever. But the guy we just interviewed picked a Neil Young song. I don't think I've ever seen this video is fully blocked in every country because you are not allowed to play a Neil Young song on YouTube without his permission. And I'm like,
Makes sense.
okay. So I just like edited it, removed that sound, re-uploaded it. It's fine. But I'm just like, sorry, man. So Don't Stop the Music, Dimitri. I'll link this. I haven't listened to this yet, but actually, I'll play it now for us to listen to, and then I will edit this out. So we're listening to Don't Stop the Music.
Don't stop the music.
Is that him?
Oh, yes. Some nice big room house music. Vin seems like he'd be into that.
And the Vin, not Vin Diesel again, just Vin. His presence is just saying, "Don't stop the music."
Don't stop the music.
He has a great voice for that. I mean, I don't really know if that's a feature, but sure.
Maybe I'll just grab that as a needle drop. Just him saying, "Don't stop the music."
Don't stop the music.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, next post. That was on July 13th. 4 days later, stay strong, ... Better days are coming, ... And just him lifting, gritting. I mean, assuming he's lifting, gritting his teeth.
He's lifting or taking a standing poop, one over the other.
Then the next day, video. Edited video with sound.
What?
Happy birthday, ... at Elsa Pataki. Edited.
If there's anything illegal happening in Rio,
Why are you going to edit
Reyes is involved.
Okay, then so are
a
we.
birthday
Them,
post?
for sure.
How do you know that?
Because no one else
I
in
don't
Rio
know.
is stupid enough to rob Reyes.
This is also so funny to me. It's like, hey, happy birthday, person who I made famous by putting you in my movie.
I already know who you are.
Did he?
No. But, like, this feels like what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, married to Chris Hemsworth, been in a bunch of stuff in other movies, but, like, I'm going to put, like, the movie that I found, like, where we met. It's very strange.
It makes it seem like they're actually a couple.
Uh-huh.
Like if he met her
Oh.
on this set and they got married.
Them in bed together
Why risk it all?
in 6?
'Cause it's worth
Yeah.
it.
Listen,
How long is this video?
I have
It's been
no
playing for
idea.
like 3 minutes.
leave Rio. You can be free.
Money ain't freedom.
It's just a super cut of every scene Elsa Pataki's in these movies.
It's Letty, isn't it?
It's impossible.
If that was my husband. If there was
This-
a chance, no matter how small.
I
It's still
cannot believe
going.
this is still going. Is this just like every scene? Are they going to show her dying? do you
It's
think?
went off the rails. It's went off the rails.
Sexy as the hell.
Literally every scene that she's
I
in.
wanted to thank you for everything you've done for him. For us. Takes an amazing woman.
No, go! He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, he is.
What?
But she's so special to you.
Still going.
Now we're in 7.
I never thought anyone could understand how much. But you do.
What's this?
It's a letter of recommendation you asked for. You just know I meant every word in there.
You okay?
I'm fine. You're a terrible liar.
Yep.
See you tomorrow, boss.
Now we're in Fate.
Still going.
I call him Marcos. That's his middle name. I thought his
They're
father-
going to
Yeah, they're gonna show her death.
show her getting
Yeah.
killed in a birthday post.
Yeah.
Now, how much longer could this video possibly be?
I have no clue.
Fade out. This is my new favorite segment on the show. I love this so much.
Oh my god. There's so okay, first of all, off the rip, that looks like a trailer for a really awful Channing Tatum movie. It's like a Nicholas Sparks book that Channing Tatum is playing Vin Diesel in.
Hold on. I just got to... that video is 3 minutes and 32 seconds long.
Okay, yeah, I needed to look up how long. 3 minutes and 32
Yeah.
seconds. But it was just an absolute supercut of every scene that
Yes.
she's in, right?
Well, like, not the one of her falling out, but I think maybe every time she has a line, possibly.
The real question is, do you think Vin made that himself on
I was
Windows
thinking
Movie
that.
Maker?
I
Because
don't
it
know.
kind of looks like it.
I don't think he... I can't imagine he did... My question, like, I don't think there's any chance that he did it. My question is, did he
What was
have
the
someone
direction?
do it, or did he
What was the
find the
prompt?
video?
Ooh, good question.
Also, I am Siraj223 says, happy birthday, Queen of Fast and Furious. 2,000 likes.
More than the apology.
Wait, can you hold on?
forget.
The 2,000 likes here, like, I'm sure you saw on Twitter this weekend they announced Doctor Doom, Marvel's Avengers 5, Avengers
Yes.
Doomsday because it's no longer Kang Dynasty because Jonathan Majors is canceled. And they
Yes,
unmasked
yeah.
Doctor Doom at Comic-Con,
And it's Robert Downey Jr.
which is not sure how to feel about that. Also, like, crazy that they revealed that now. Like,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
guess I know they need to like psych people up, but whatever. But like people like, so he posts the clip of him unmasking himself and like raising his arms in tribute or whatever, triumph on Instagram. And there's just like normies who like commented and have like 90,000 likes. I'm like, your Instagram becomes unusable. Like 2,000 likes is bad enough, but like these 90,000 likes, just like, I don't know how, like, people are like going through a thing. Like they don't know what to think about Robert Downey Jr. as not only not Iron Man, but now as a villain in their beloved Marvel.
Yeah, I know. I had some friends freaking out about it, and I was just like, I can't even bring myself to care about this. Especially yet.
Well, yeah, especially yeah. Like that's the other thing. Like every single time there's a Comic-Con, it's just like these are gonna be. This is so cool, and then it's just like okay, these movies that are coming out in 3 years.
In 4 years. Yeah. 4 years from now, this is going to be a
The
thing.
reason I like the Marvel movies, I think, really at all is because of him. Like I like him as Iron Man is like I'm just like that's like one of the great like popcorn movie kind
Sure.
of portrayals.
Okay.
I don't know if I need
Yeah.
him as Doctor Doom. I don't know that I want him back. I mean, I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, okay, next running the bin. But just like I'm thinking, like 2,000 likes, like that means like this guy like probably 4 weeks after this is going to be getting like daily notifications about this. Just saying happy birthday, Queen of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Okay, another video. Been traveling a lot lately for work, so it is such a blessing to be able to take a moment, ... to be with my family on my birthday. Grateful, ... So here is...
Okay, so it's three. It's Emrod, Elsa Pataki, and him back to back to back.
Correct.
Like within 3 days of each other or something.
Between the 12th and the 18th. Yeah, so here's this video.
Soon to be 90-year-old father with a sign behind him that reads, "From the kids, Dad, today."
And now we're going to a slideshow of him in a pool or like water somewhere with like a...
Today's my dad's birthday. It's a big day. A moment in time. And when there's birthdays of people that you love so much, time sits still. And it allows you to look back at the memories that you've made and the memories that are to come. So to have this moment where you can be on a boat in the rain.
You couldn't hear, I guess, his son over the engine motor. He also faded him out. You know what? I do think that Vin found like iMovie on his iPhone and was just like, oh, I can do this.
I think so too. Right?
Now he's just in the back of a truck with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now there's black and white pictures that says thanks for the love in blue text. Him holding up the hard hands.
If I learned anything in this one, his dad's definitely Hispanic, and his kids look very Hispanic.
So his dad, he says, is going to be 90? This guy looks amazing for 90.
Amazing. Like, amazing. But
Like,
for like,
you could
for
say like
us-
he was like 65. I'd be like, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Like he looks old, but he doesn't look 90.
No, like even like a kind of like used up like mid 50s.
Sure.
I would be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's a mid 50s, but he was a mechanic. You know what I mean? He just looks like a little like he did some labor, you know?
Okay,
That's awesome.
Next post.
But insane. And he definitely edited that video himself.
And put thanks
Yeah,
for love
okay.
and the text on top of it. Here's one him praying or just grateful in a waterfall, maybe, or coming out of a pool and splashing up. Showered with
prayer
love.
hands.
Good morning. Thank you all for your beautiful birthday wishes. It means more than you know. I had the best time with the family, and now I must return to building these mythologies you have been so loyal to. Grateful and blessed.
Building these mythologies. Way to like fucking give yourself a title, huh?
That's a very Vin way of saying Daddy's got to go to work.
Gotta get some more movies out for you guys.
Next picture, him as Dom in a garage. This is the first movie, right? No, this is not this is a later movie. This is like maybe F9, the flashback, possibly?
Possibly.
Edited, again. I am in Riddick mode, ... It's, again, garage from Fast and Furious. I'm in Riddick mode, ... but the Fast X work never ends. Just calling it Fast X now. Again, that movie is already out, but the next one, I guess, is also going to be Fast X.
I hope that would we didn't consider that. What if it's also just Fast X?
Have we talked about? I mean, not Fast X Part 2, not Fast 10 Part 2,
No.
just Fast X.
Fast X. So they're both called Fast X.
Like how the Scream reboot was just called Scream. Not even reboot, just
Yes.
sequel.
Yeah.
So you have Fast 10 2023 and Fast 10 2025 or 2026
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Not Part 1, Part 2, not A, B, just Fast X.
What
twice.
if they would never do this, because this would be like it would be financially ruinous. What if when the new movie comes out, they also just put the entire first movie before, like to watch the new 2-hour movie or whatever, you have to watch the first 2-hour movie. So like we're still making Fast 10, but the runtime is 4.5 hours long, and you have to sit through the first.
And now
the
we
movie
get
you've
the
already
second
seen.
half. Okay. I kind of would like that.
They wouldn't do
They'd
that
never
because
do
like
it.
they can only do like 3 showtimes a day instead of like 6. You know what I mean? But
100%. Yeah.
I can see Vin being like, this is the way it's intended.
This film was not finished.
But the Fast X
Now
work
it's-
never ends, and your feedback is always appreciated. You truly are the best fans in the world. Grateful and blessed. Hashtag Happy Creative Sunday. I just don't understand how like these people like. There's some like a couple hundred votes, but like why are the comments are a couple hundred likes? But why are the comments we're seeing like 1 like, 3 likes, 5 likes? Like it's the picture is 300,000 likes, but the comments I don't know, very strange. Another video.
Okay, let's see.
This is from 7
All
days
love.
ago. All love. ... 4 dots. This is him
4
on
dots,
like
okay.
maybe like it looks like in Germany or looks somewhere in Europe. Maybe like on a runway, a tarmac somewhere. Here we go.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
never
It's
knows
definitely
what's
it's definitely an
gonna find
airfield.
Walking through an international airport in Germany, Marcel, a very cool ramp agent, had a message tattooed on his forearm.
Aw. If one day the speed kills me, don't cry because I was smiling. Paul Walker.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, so you ran into a Paul Walker tattoo and give this guy some shine. I like that. That was actually a cool guy move.
Top quote. You know
Like, he's
Paul
like-
Walker never said that quote about if speed kills me. If you search Google, the results will say Paul Walker never actually said that quote. And I searched more than once. Paul is a father. Would he really make a quote like that? That's what made me Google it in the first place. Oh. I love, like, this is reminiscent of an earlier video where he's just like, yo, let's do a video for my Instagram. And the person's just like, guy, I'm at work. I can't. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, this guy seems like he's being held captive. Even though he's on Vin Diesel's Instagram being seen by millions of
No.
people, he does not seem...
I think that this kid is live processing the fact that, like you said earlier, his Instagram account is about to be shut down. I came to work today. I just work at this airfield as a ramp agent. I run into Vin Diesel. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got a Paul Walker tattoo. And then he knows that, like, Paul Walker probably never said that. He knows that, like, he's going to be on Vin's Instagram, and he's just like, I'm open. His side girlfriend is going to realize, like, that he met Vin Diesel. Like, everything that could possibly go wrong is going to go wrong after this, and the kid's face just is realizing it in that moment.
All right. I think
That's
that's
what it
fair.
felt like to me. Another video.
We have 4 more posts. This is the last video. This is from 4 days ago. Not edited. Long caption. Not edited. Night run with glasses. Haha. Single sentence. Haha. But my mind works out giant story issues when I'm in the trance of movement. The trance of movement. That's a pretty... Think about that. Oh, we don't have a name. Should the trance of movement be
Trance of Movement.
episode title?
I was waiting for one.
Keep in mind. We'll
I
get back to it.
actually, to be honest, like Night Run with glasses. Haha.
Okay.
I like that. It's top tier too. But yes, Trance of Movement is good. But
I'll copy
Night
this whole
Run
thing. We'll figure it
with
out later.
glasses. Okay.
Kojak, Riddick, Dom, and the new Rock'em Sock'em from Mattel. There's so much to create, and a night run only helps that process. Another good option here. Love you, loyals.
Love you, loyals. ... I think
All right,
Night Run
let's see what the video is
with
first.
glasses.
Let's watch the video first. Hold on.
Haha. Okay, good. Okay.
Got to do the night runs in these cities. Got to do the night runs in these cities. Ironically, it's been so hot over here, but going off to do a night run. But loving this Europe.
Loving this Europe.
Top comment, not the most liked, but the top comment. You and your shades, tongue out emoji. I'll forever remember how we had to pester the crap out of you during your old lives just to get a peek of those pretty eyes, lol. Enjoy the fresh air, big
What?
guy. 1 heart.
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't know, man.
What if he just has like a creepy chick from high school that's like just commenting shit like, you know what I mean? What?
On to the next
Who is
one.
that person? Okay, whatever.
I don't think we should spend too much time. I felt a little guilty last time going to that woman's thing, but like, comment. I don't know, but we'll keep going.
Okay, fine. Yes, understood.
Next one, him holding a bar sideways, out vertically or out horizontally.
No, he's doing like a push up himself. Yeah,
caption
like on a bar. This is really crazy.
Furion ... So the top comment on here is Vin as Riddick taking his goggles off, 6 likes.
Yes.
Then it's Vin as Dom from the first movie, 600 likes. Like, even though Vin wants Riddick to be a thing, clearly what people gravitate toward, Fast and Furious.
Way more so. Way more so.
Oh, we got another video.
Whatever.
Here we go. There's this is a carousel. Okay, here we go. This is from 3 days ago.
This is a carousel?
There's more.
What does that mean?
There's 2 pictures and there's a video. While marveling at the
Okay.
sheer size of these Riddick film stages, ... I began to reflect on the first short film I directed 30 years ago, ... for $3,000, which was my life savings. Just a city kid with big dreams. At one point, while visiting one of the set building sections of the massive studio, a craftsman shared that hundreds of families, whole communities, ... are affected ... by these productions. The power of the imagination ... from thin air and ideas born that employs so many creative individuals who all bring so much to each film. Okay. It's a wordy, like, it's a nice sentiment. It's a wordy sentiment, but it's just like...
It's a nice sentiment. I think he believes in this idea. He believes in this sentiment. I think he does.
All right, here's the video.
Let's go up.
Very quiet.
Yeah, the curtain was like...
And I'm just looking at a big old warehouse. Okay.
It's a hangar. He's looking at the roof of a hangar. Okay.
And then a photo of 7 guys, him talking to a guy with his back to the camera, one guy looking at the camera like, fuck you doing?
Are you taking pictures of me? Yeah.
And then another picture of Vin's back looking at the hangar.
This is a very interesting hoodie he has on with giant holes in the back of it, but whatever.
Flavia SS says, will there be Fast and Furious 11? 1 like.
I mean, yeah.
Then the most recent post from 3 hours ago as we're recording. Had to be back at work this morning, ... But what an incredible night Saturday was, ... Celebrating our #1 song. At the #1 music festival in the world, ! Congratulations, Tomorrowland, 20 years. Dimitri, thank you, brother, for all capital letters, everything! ! Allowing me to step out of my comfort zone with your musical magic, ... Wow.
What?
Thank you for all the love! ! At Tomorrowland, at Dimitri Vegas, at Dimitri Vegas, and Like Mike.
And Like Mike.
At Zion, at PD Martin, and he tagged in the picture Zion, like all those people as well.
Yes.
And it's him, and is that Dimitri?
Yes.
Them on stage, or them?
And they were a tandem. It was always Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike. Like, if you saw them, they were like a 2...
Yeah, okay. That was a big running event. Like, I think he's got downtime. I mean, he's doing all his prep work, but like, he's not like...
actively shooting. So, yeah, he was at fucking Tomorrowland dicking off. That's kind of cool, but... wow. What a process we just went through.
Can you imagine if you were like an EDM festival and like Vin Diesel just came on stage?
I've experienced this many a time.
But like,
I was in an EDM
but I'm talking
festival
like
when Madonna came out.
Vin Diesel, not just celebrity, because I've been when
specifically for us.
Uh huh.
You're saying specifically
like,
for
like
us,
you and Rachel
Vin
are like on
Diesel.
Holy Ship or something, and like Dimitri Vegas is there, and he's just like, I want to bring out somebody special. He's on my new song, Mr. Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel would have blown my mind for sure. Pharrell came out once, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like I think Vin would be way up there for us, huh? Especially because you wouldn't expect him there. The weirdness of it.
Do you have a title in mind? Do you want to do Night Run with Glasses? Haha.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. 100%. Because it makes no sense. I mean, it does if you see it. Why was he dressed like Paulie from Sopranos, by the way? He was in like a full tracksuit.
I don't
That was
know.
not a running outfit. That was a gray, stylish tracksuit.
I also don't think Vin Diesel, for security, for publicity reasons, is out running alone at night in Europe.
The Europe.
Should
we reference the Europe, by the way, in the thing? In the Europe?
I think it just got to be... like, I don't want to do a hat on a hat. Like, I want it to be simple. Just Night Run with Glasses. Haha.
Okay. Those were also some fucking great glasses to be running in
Yeah, at night.
at night. They were like the lightest, tintedest pool party giant rich man glasses.
Remember how much we had to pester him just to see those pretty eyes?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I don't know. Delusion. Wasn't there? We found a lady that was like, look, Vin, if you don't answer me, I'm have to break this off, right? Isn't that what we talked about last time?
Yes.
That she was just like in a delusional relationship
Yes.
with Vin. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's not running alone at night.
No, not when you have Instagram comments like that. No. Wow. Okay, cool. I needed to process. There was a lot there. but we're good. We came out of it. Night run with glasses. Haha.
Joe, is Dwayne Johnson Interquel? Is Dwayne Johnson Fast X?
I don't think I think he's still in Fast X. I think Fast X again. I don't know. Sure.
Do we think?
I think he's going to be in Fast 10 according to Vin, but by us meaning part 2.
Okay.
I think that he's still going to be in the movie.
Okay. We have a Patreon page, toofast2forever.com. Shout out to Cassie Wilson, Nick Burris, Alex Ellen, and Justin Kleiman, and Brian Rodriguez of High School Slumber Party, and also recently of this show. Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden, Renato DiDonato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Gallagher, Josh Buckley of Whole Lot of Wolves,
Yep.
Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Taryn Newman, Aaron Willows, Natalie Absolute, Randy Carter, Josh Gularm, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. Patreon supporters will get a bonus episode of Miracle Mile next. If you're listening to the main feed, that's already out. We've got 65, as of today, 65 bonus episodes that will never be on the main feed. So if you want all those, if you want early access episodes, if you want swag and gift and merchandise, access to secret channels on the Discord at toofast2forever.com, even $1 a month gets you in the door. Please and thank you. We also have an email address, family@cageclub.me and Joe. We have 7 different things to work through. We got 3 from YouTube, 3 emails, and you know it's football season, so someone bought that NFL Youngboy Fast 5 t-shirt.
Yes.
We got
George
one.
Pickens got into a fight with his wide receivers coach day 1 of camp.
Sweet.
I mean, well, it's a new wide receivers coach, and he told him to stop, dicking around, and George Pickens didn't take liking to it, so.
Can't imagine that he would.
Yeah.
We have 3 YouTube comments I'm going to go through first. The second one is the all-timer that I've been bracing you, I've been prepping you for this all-timer YouTube
You have.
comment.
Yeah.
The first one on Hobbs and Shaw spoiler-filled review, all the way back episode 43.
Okay.
Laura Osgood, 9130. When
Okay.
did Chris Morgan say that it is canon that Shaw is Handsome Rob? Do you have a link? I've only ever seen comments that the Italian Job reference was just an in-joke they added, or they included, because it amused them and Statham. I don't think it's canon. I don't think we have a link.
I think we were being facetious when we said now it is canon.
I mean, the other similar question,
But he doesn't actually say.
No, we
he
also
doesn't
get
say
the
it's canon.
Brazilian Job is Fast 5. That's the other question we get that we don't have a source for either. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So Laura, I don't know.
At
I'm
one
sorry.
point, we did read somewhere that something about this.
Yeah.
That it was we connected the dots somewhere that somebody that was writing it was I left doing Italian Job 2 to do Fast 5 or so. You know what I mean? There was some through line there. We don't remember what it was. Sorry. Maybe we even made it up. This could have all been fake.
This episode was from 5
Whatever.
years ago, August of 2019. There's no way I'm going to remember that. I don't even remember what we talked about last week.
I think that we said probably oh, well, now Italian Job is canon. You know what I mean? And it's okay. But yes, we have no written proof of this.
I'm going to skip the great YouTube comment for now. I'm going to come back to that next. But here's one we got today.
Okay.
Dirty Mary Crazy Larry. I was like, here we go. James Hall 8445 says, again, I don't know who he's correcting here. Hellcat is 854 horsepower. Get the facts straight.
Okay. I don't remember that at all.
Should I just respond and say sorry?
You're thanks, updated and noted.
Reply.
Noted and updated.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Noted
and
and
updated. Perfect. Yeah, thanks, bud. Got it. Cool. Sorry.
So here's the... I hope you like this as much as I do.
Okay, I'm ready.
On
I'm ready.
Vanishing Point.
I'm ready.
On Vanishing Point, so of course.
Okay.
From
okay.
Stephen Ayers 6691. All I freaking wanted was to watch and listen to the original Vanishing Point. But no, we gotta listen to, I guess, was the director explain what he did. Who gives a shit? Let the movie and the credits stand on its own. I don't need any freaking explanation of what you did. If I didn't like your work, I wouldn't be responding like this. You freaking tube, give us what we are paying a premium charge for! Exclamation, 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 exclamation.
That is an all-timer. That is the most boomeriest boomer. He thinks that we're the directors.
Yes.
Is mad that he was getting a commentary track.
He's not mad at what we're saying. He's mad that he believes the director does not believe in his work enough
that needs to
let
explain
it stand
himself
on its own.
And then he's mad at YouTube
that the premium charge he's paying for
is not just showing him free movies.
I do like the idea that like YouTube Premium is like $15 or $20 a month or whatever, which is honestly so worth. Like it's. I cannot ever watch YouTube. Like my sister pays for it, like for the family thing. On like it's the if I could keep one thing, I might keep YouTube. Like it's so much nicer without ads.
Or you could just use an ad blocker, but
like on Xbox and stuff, it doesn't. Or on a Fire Stick, it doesn't work.
Yes, yeah, fair. I understood.
To think that paying $15 or $20 a month entitles you to every movie
that your brain thinks of, you're like, that is now free. I pay my taxes.
Like it's not like. Piracy, like you don't have to convince yourself. You're just like if I'm willing to like illegally download a movie, like I just have it, right? It's not like I'm paying $10 a month to some like Plex server or to some guy who runs a Plex server. You know what I mean? It's just like no, I'm paying YouTube, you freaking tube, $15 a month, and I can't even get Vanishing Point without the directors yapping.
It's so wildly off base. I love it.
It's
like in every iteration. YouTube's not reading this comment, bud. Why are you paying for YouTube Premium? You probably don't need it. This is another one of these instances where I have a whole bunch of questions I probably don't want to know the answers to.
It's so good, though, isn't it?
It's perfect. You absolutely nailed it. That is very well
I didn't read the full thing. I just saw, like, the directors. I'm like, oh, this guy is so far off base. Like, it's wonderful. This is an exciting update from a few weeks ago. Randy Carter was talking about how he wants to do that supercut. Do you remember?
Yes.
He's talking about how he wants to do the very detailed outline of continuity. He sends an email today, just 2 hours ago. I'm going to show you. The supercut has begun. And he's in Final Cut, and he's working on it.
Oh, my God. So he's going to make the full chronological Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. And we're going to have to do this as an episode.
Absolutely.
Or like a series of
we
episodes
have to,
or something. Maybe we chunk it into like 2 hour parts. Like 2 hour parts or something.
Okay. I like that. I also thought that it could be one episode and you and I get together and we live stream us watching it.
For like 11 hours? No, for 25 hours?
Yeah. That there's going to be like us watching it in the Discord, but there's also like a Ring camera watching us watching
like on
it.
Twitch.
Like all of his movies.
Yeah.
Like all of his movies.
So like the Twitch stream is just us. It's not the TV.
Exactly. But if you're a patron, we'll be playing it with us and you could... Do you like that?
Well, I don't like it, but we'll figure it out. Like it's so much to watch, but we'll figure it out because we have to. If Randy puts this time in, we got to use it.
I agree, and I think that we should like hunker down. Like I'll come visit, you can come here, either one, and we just face it. 25 hours. We start at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and we finish at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
I think this will be better, but. You might know this. We might have even talked about it on here.
What?
There's also a side thing I'll get to at the end. Someone recut Lost to be chronological, called Chronologically Lost. So it's like 63 hours or whatever. But like it goes, like there's like stuff that like in the final season is just like the history, the origins of the island. It's just like so stuff from like thousands of years ago. There's nobody there, or there's just like essentially gods or whatever. It's so boring. It's so like it's unwatchable because like. Also watching all the all the flashbacks and whatever. Like imagine watching all those flashbacks, like not adding context to the current scene. It's just like a bunch of stuff as Jack as a doctor. It's like I don't care.
We're gonna see that one scene of Paul Walker like pulling up in the Supra like 500 times because they've used that in like pretty much every movie.
So I know that Randy is going to do it. Like it's not going to because like it's not as out of order as Lost is, but there's going to be stuff that's like a hot mess like that. You're exactly right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be like a bunch of flashbacks over and over and over again.
The other funny thing is that friend of the show, Melissa Lynham, sends me news sometimes. I'm like, especially like when it's stuff like about Fast and Furious, I'm like, yeah, we knew about that like 3 days ago. Like, there's stuff that like,
Sure,
she sends me
yeah.
stuff that I don't know,
Yeah.
but like a lot of stuff I'm just like, you're like way late. But she sent me like 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago, someone on Instagram posted about Chronologically Lost. She's like, you know about this? I'm like, I downloaded this 12 years ago. She's like, oh, I've never been this late on news before.
That's pretty funny. I like that too.
Okay.
Randy, thank you for the excellent work, bud.
Yeah.
We will make something happen. I like my idea. I'm going to try to strong arm Joey into doing that.
No, we're going to do something.
Yeah.
We have 2 very long emails. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to take a quick break because I just got mail that I don't exactly know what it is. Like, I know what it is, but there's something in it that I'm going to talk about in my extracurricular activities. I'm also going to leave this part in the podcast. I'm going to go get this because I want to open this kind of on air. I also want to rest my voice for about 15 seconds before I read long emails from Christian Larson and Wes Hampton. So give me 30 seconds
fun.
and I will be right back. So our first email, like email, is from Larson. Subject line 1 up, 2 down. So it's like, I don't know what this means. I'm like, oh, probably crazy credits. So I don't know, but I'm assuming crazy
Okay.
credits.
It's crazy credits. What's up, Larson?
Hello, guys. I
How
know
you
I
doing,
haven't
bud?
written in a while, but that doesn't mean I haven't been a regular listener. After all, I have to get at least $5 a month's worth of entertainment out of you guys. I have 3 things I want to bring up. 2 are depressing, and 1 is positive. So I'll space out the depressing stuff.
Okay.
I can't believe you didn't make your joke about me like loving depressing content.
You knew it in your heart. I didn't even need to say it.
I've been particularly enjoying your series on 80s cult movies for obvious reasons and was especially excited to hear your discussion of The Neverending Story. Much like your guest, I had a VHS tape recorded from a free Disney Channel weekend that included the movie and it just about wore it out as a kid. A few years back, I decided to revisit it for my birthday and it ended up being an incredibly soul-crushing experience.
Oh, so Larson had like a very similar reaction than we did, apparently. Okay.
At the time, I was working at FAO Schwartz, one of the few remaining toy stores in the country. A few weeks before my birthday, I thought to myself, why don't kids play with toys anymore? So I did a little research. It turns out that because children are presented with near constant entertainment during every waking moment thanks to various screens, they no longer have to develop an imagination. Of course, you need an imagination to play with toys. You need to come up with storylines and dialogue for action figures, names for dolls, and where your toy car is going and why. Kids are rapidly losing the ability to create imaginary scenarios because they simply don't
This
have
is
to.
insane. He's dead on, and this is fucking insane. But go ahead. Yes, it's depressing. Keep going.
As I was watching, I couldn't help but think of my research and how it applied to the film. The death of imagination is the nothing that Atreyu is fighting against, and it's spreading faster every day. The prevailing theory is that eventually humans will phase out of creativity altogether, but by that point it won't matter because everything will be generated by AI anyway. Every time you're out at a restaurant and you see a toddler staring intently at a screen, that's the nothing spreading.
Oh my god. Yeah, terrifyingly depressing. I can get behind this sentiment greatly. Wow. Okay, thank you. Yes. Crazy spin, but yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
On to something lighter. Thank you so much for reminding me I needed to watch Sudden Death. It's one of the few classic action films that had slipped past my radar over the years. Look at that, Joe.
Oh my
Very
God.
interesting that it was originally supposed to be a parody of 80s action flicks, but you can definitely see remnants of that with the cartoonish mascot kitchen fight and the fact that it hits literally every action movie trope. If you want to hear us talk about this, join the Patreon. Have you guys seen Loaded Weapon 1? It is to the Lethal Weapon movies what this was supposed to be to Die Hard, and it's great. I have not seen it. Have you seen Loaded Weapon 1?
No, I haven't.
I can definitely see why, Larson writes, this movie means so much to Joe, too. It revolves around his favorite team, and it's set in an arena he's probably been to a million times, and it showcases the city of Pittsburgh like very few movies have. That shot of the city behind JCVD when he goes to pick up his kids was particularly nice. Anyway, the movie ruled. Even if your podcast gave away the big twist with a Secret Service agent, it was so brutal, too. Powers Booth simply did not give a fuck.
Well, I'm glad you watched it, Larson, and I'm glad that I think you've brought brought many wacky, fun movies into my life, and for me to gift you one back is an honor.
Truly.
So thank you. I'm glad that you watched it, and I'm glad that you seemingly enjoyed it. Sorry for ruining it in the episode, but I mean, come on, we were going to ruin it in the fucking episode. Yeah, you knew that. You knew that.
Larson says, lastly, one of my favorite segments you guys do is the Fast and Furious Minute. The attention to detail is both hilarious and awesome, and I love the little tidbits you guys uncover. The Miami Shrimp Shack story that Joe 2 unearthed has to be one of my all-time favorite moments from the show.
It was one of mine, too. That was like one of the greatest days of uncovering Jimbo's Shrimp Shack, yes.
Unfortunately, I was thinking recently, in parentheses, I was thinking recently as I rewatched Fast X, all those details will start to disappear once they stop filming on location, and there will probably be a lot less to talk about. Everything is a never-ending mountain range or canyon or something, and even the cities have a generic video game look beyond a few notable landmarks. I'm sure you guys will find stuff to discuss, but I'll miss the billboards and businesses of early 2000s Miami and LA. Sorry for being such a downer. I promise I'll have more uplifting stuff to say in my next email. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. Hart Larson. Well, thank you, Larson.
Larson, I've thought about this too, bud, and you know what? In Fast 9, when they're doing that magnet thing, there's a giant laundromat there. Mm-hmm. My eyes are always watching. There's a lot of businesses in the background, bud. There's a lot of signs. There's a lot of phone numbers. We'll make it work. Don't worry about it. We got it. The never-ending story nothingness story was
well, I
fucking
think there's
depressing,
also like
though.
something
That's right.
about like you can look at that like glass half empty, which is I think realistic, and be like, yeah, kids are losing their imagination and like movies are becoming flatter and whatever. But you can also be like, look, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen that already exist in that era, right? Or like there aren't all kids who are just staring at screens. Or if you have kids one day, you can like choose to not do that.
Screen them.
Right?
Yeah.
The next email, the last email for today, subject line F8, okay, from Wes Hampton. What up, fam?
What up, Wes? How's it going, bud?
He says, it's been a little while since I've actually written an email. Most of the time I just post garbage to the Discord in real time, but I always mean to send in something for Life in the Fast Lane. I just never followed up. Here are just a couple things based on the Fate of the Furious episodes. The last week's episode with Nate and Kim. Walt and Kim. Who's Nate?
Walt and Kim.
Walt and Kim.
Nate.
I said Walt, and I was like, no, that's Wes. Like, I just said Wes, but I was like, Nate. Who? Anyway. Walt and Kim. You didn't bring it up in the episode, but you've mentioned many times a previous guest's, Megan, Kara, theory that Fate of the Furious is originally going to be Brian being forced to work for Cypher when Mia and kids are kidnapped. I think that was Kate Hudson.
We always forget. It might have been her. It might have been Meg when she was on that episode too. There was a bunch. I don't remember.
Wes says it's an interesting theory, but I don't think it makes sense. Okay, fair. I mean, look, we're not trying to make sense here. And I have a couple of reasons why I think it was always going to be Dom. First, the F&F team famously doesn't think ahead at all when it comes to the next movie, so I doubt they had anything in mind for 8 when they were working on 7. Fair. Good point.
Fair. Off the rip, agree.
At best, there was maybe a post-it note on Chris Morgan's brainstorm wall that had been there since F4 that said, Dom turns against family, which brings me to my second point. Even if Paul was still alive, it still makes more sense for Dom to be the one that turns. Dom was the leader of the crew and supposedly invincible, infallible, incorruptible. Just like the Pope.
Fair.
The righteous leader betraying his team for mysterious reasons, a huge trope. Brian is co-leader at best, but no one would ever claim he's the head of the family. Plus, he started out working against the family in the first one, then again kind of in 4, so the impact wouldn't be as big. Also, Brian's the audience surrogate, so it works better for him to be on the good side feeling betrayed and or determined to get to the bottom of Dom's heel turn while the audience tries to work it out with him. Brian's absence is what makes Fate not work as well, because now the audience is with Dom the whole time instead of leaving him more in the shadows. We're never left wondering for even a second if it's real, and we find out almost immediately why he's doing it. The closest we get to having an audience surrogate is Letty saying Dom would never do that, and it's pretty ineffective in my opinion. Lastly, if Brian and Mia's whole family is suddenly gone with no explanation, and Brian pops up as a villain alone, I think it'd be obvious to the family what's happening.
Makes sense. Okay. Those things all track.
I always thought if it was Mia, it would be Dom and Brian against the family.
That is a very good point.
Like, it wouldn't just be Brian, it would be the two of them. And then you could have them talking and trying to figure out a way to, like, get out of the situation, and then the team even more handicapped.
Yeah,
because it's Mia is Brian's girlfriend, wife, partner, whatever, but also Dom's sister. Like, they both have a stake in the game.
That's more compelling your way. Yeah, I like that too. Wes makes excellent points. They're fine. I can see it either way, and we know that they don't care to plan about the next movie or use anything from the previous movie. So, yeah.
Second point, I have some minor pedantry, but being pedantic, on the ESD versus EMP discussion that might help it make more sense in the pretzel that is the average FNF fan's headcanon. An EMP is what you call the actual pulse of energy, no matter how it's delivered, that can disrupt electronic systems. It's not the name of a physical device. So what they stole in 8 wasn't an EMP, it was a device capable of delivering a massive electromagnetic pulse.
An EMP, yep.
According to a screenshot from 2, ESD stands for Electrical System Disabler, which to me sounds like a product name. What does the ESD do? It disables electrical systems. How does it do that? With an EMP. Presumably conducted through the metallic components of a car's frame and or engine, which is why it was only partially effective when it didn't fully engage in Brian's car. So calling their ridiculous harpoons ESDs and not EMPs seems perfectly reasonable. Now, if only there was some solid logic that could easily explain 1,000 other nonsensical things in these movies. Anyway, here's the FNF wiki page about the ESD. Didn't link it. You can see the screenshot of the control screen at the bottom, ESD harpoon launcher. Sorry, Wes. That's probably enough for now. We'll see you in the Discord. Stay furious, Wes.
We saw what we did the minute, though.
Yeah.
That's why we came up with the ESD question. So it existed. But yes, that makes sense. That's good logic, too. I like that.
Him funny saying like electrical systems disabler. What does it do? It disables electrical systems. Like it reminds me of the Mitch Hedberg joke, like the Kitchen Appliance Naming Institute, like refrigerator, fresher. Like what's that do? It keeps shit fresh. Well, it's called a fresher. I'm going on break. It's just the most basic. Well, what does it do? Disables electrical systems. Like okay, it's electrical system disabler. Like okay, that's what it does.
It's fire ass movie titles in real life.
That shit's a fresher.
What is this movie
I'm going
about?
on break. Wes says, P.S. I don't know if either of you watched Succession. I did. Did you or did you not?
Succession, we watched the first season of Succession.
In the last season, Kieran Culkin makes a joke about Discord, the political kind, not the app, and now anytime I mention something about the FNF Discord, Mrs. West says, quote, Discord makes my dick hoard, like Kieran Culkin's character. Like, I know I should realize that, like, Mrs. West is just subject to, like, West in all forms, but, like, I'd never really thought about him, like, talking about the Discord. Like, I am sorry, Mrs. West. Like, that is...
We're very sorry for the influence that we subject you to hearing about. But, yeah.
But that's all the email. If you all, it's a really great email bag, so thank you all for getting it. Thank you.
That was an excellent email
for
bag.
Writing in.
Yeah, seriously.
For buying the shirt, toofasttooforever.shop. And, no, cageclub.me/shop. Store? Whatever. You don't know. It's on T-Bub somewhere. And... thank you for Randy for doing that work, but good email back. If you want to email in family@cageclub.me, we'll read it in 3 weeks on the next Fastlane.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was very, very good. You're all excellent. I'm glad Larson watched Sudden Death, too. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Joe, extracurricular activities, what have you been up to since the last time we spoke?
Rachel and I finished through Love Island USA, which is highly, highly recommended if you're a fan of chaos. At practically every turn this season, the women made the worst choices possible. It was a season completely dominated by the men in this show, which unheard of levels. Usually they're the buffoon idiots in the show kind of situation. This time, from the game number 1, did I talk about this already?
You talked about...
I mentioned I was watching it.
Casa Amor.
Yeah, so they just do everything bad. At the end of this, I told Rachel she needs to come collect her peoples. These women need role models. Ended fine, but chaos, hilarity throughout. So we were watching a lot of that. As I was telling you, and you were saying pretty much everyone else in the world, Rachel and I have started watching Veep, as she had never seen it. I watched it when it first came out. I think she was like working nights at the bar.
Like
and
the
I
whole
would be
thing, or did you watch
it,
just part of it?
Just like the first season or two, and then I think it was like live at that time, and I was like getting ready for the next season, and then at that point she must have been home, and like I never repicked it back up. Very enjoyable, stupid, silly comedy. So we've been watching that. In theaters, we saw Twisters.
Mm-hmm.
In the Jigglers, we were in the Jiggle seats.
Ooh, the 40X?
Yeah.
Cool.
The D-Box seats.
D-Box.
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching Twisters. It was a good, stupid, fun time, summertime movie. So I was happy with that.
Sweet.
But I have Chaos Run coming up. I pretty much will be gone for about like the next 2 weeks, starting very soon. So I'll have much more to say next time about what I'm doing fun time things wise. I've just been kind of resting, getting ready for this. How about you, brother? What have you been up to?
Well, I guess I'll start with the thing that went outside. So I've been playing Puzzmo, which I don't know if I mentioned it here. I think I did, but like it's this guy Zach Gage, who has made a handful of computer games and like iOS games and other games that I've really enjoyed. He made a game called Puzzmo last year sometime.
Okay.
And Puzzmo is a collection. He like reimagined the newspaper games page, where there's like crossword puzzles and like word games and letter games and whatever.
Fun.
There's all different stuff.
Yeah.
It's Puzzmo.com.
Scramble. I get you.
And I love it.
Okay.
They added a game called Pile Up Poker. And Pile Up Poker it's only 6s through aces, so 2, 3, 4, 5s not in there. And there's different, you have a 4x4 grid, and you're trying to make flushes or straights or 3 of kind, 4 of kind, whatever. Just like trying to make the best sort of like grid.
Okay.
So like you can like try to get greedy, because like each hand has a different dollar amount. So like if you want to greed for a straight flush, which is the highest value, you might not get it, and then all of a sudden like you have like your final deal, you can't put any card that you don't get any dollars at all, right?
Makes sense. Okay.
So they have been, like, this came out maybe a month or 6 weeks ago, and they've been doing different reveals to, like, they're trying to get up to $1 trillion earned in-game. And as we're recording this right now, it's $63 billion. So, like, they're still a ways off. But, like, every time, like, the first at 10 million, they hit a thing or whatever. So they added this thing called side quests, which is, like, in addition to just trying to get the best hands, there's, like, a get 3 flushes, get 2 straights, and then if you want to get a bonus multiplier, it's like get 5 different hand types in one game or whatever. So it's just like different thing, like a different way to play the game.
Fine.
And I'm like, that seems more fun. I'm going to do that. They then announced, like, at a certain reveal that, like, at a certain point, if you're in the top 5 of a weekly score for either side quests or main results, you get a bonus card. Like, you get, like, a prize. Because one of the reveals was Lisa Hannawald, who did Tuca and Birdie on Netflix. She also did a lot of the art design for BoJack Horseman, if not all of the character design.
Okay.
She also did a handful of graphic novels, one of which we did for Lotto Pod. She did, like, Hot Dog Taste Test. She did Coyote Dog Girl, which is awesome, which I loved. They teamed up with her, and she drew cards, like face cards and stuff, for a deck. And so you could get a deck of cards for like $20 through Puzzmo. But then they said anybody who's in the top 5 at the end of the week for like until we run out gets a limited edition card by Lisa Hannawald. And so I won one because I came in first on the entire site for
that's so
side
cool
quests
though,
for a
bud.
week. So there's like a holographic whatever.
It's a
and
print.
so there's only
500, 250 out of 500.
500, 259 out of 500. Yep. I won one. So
It's
very
really
exciting.
cool.
I also came in like
It's
third another week, but I don't get a second one. I only get one, but yeah, it's very cool.
very, very cool. You were first that week?
Yeah.
Just like you got the best score?
Well, so like every day you have 5, like the pile of poker, you get 5 hands per day. So you can't just like keep playing. Like it's not like if you have like 12 hours to play, you can keep getting like, you can keep accruing. It's like in a week you only have like 35 hands. You have 5 a day for 7 days. So
you did really good for a week. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, dude. How many people
like
play?
I'm usually, and I don't know if I'm just like I don't know. Like there's some games in here that I'm really good at. There's some games I'm not as good at. They also have like daily score, a monthly score, a weekly score, whatever. And I'm usually like when I'm able to play every game, I'm usually in the top like 30 or 40 on the site cumulatively. So I'm like I'm pretty good in that kind of stuff. And so I was like I really want to win one of these cards, and I won one. So like they email me a form, you like give the address, and they just mail it to you. So like it's
cool. It's kind of holographic. It looks like Princess Kitty from BoJack.
Yeah, Princess Carolyn. Yeah, like it's that kind of character design. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of like goofy shit, right? Where it's
it's awesome.
And her pants and the other like the leg, like almost like a leg lamp from Christmas Story.
Yeah,
shining pink, which is very cool.
Do you have the deck of cards? You need the deck of cards too.
I have it in the other room. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in there with it or keep it with it. But like it's in like a top loader, like the old like baseball card, like
very cool
plastic thing, which is very cool. Also in terms of games, I beat the Elden Ring DLC, which I think I was very close to last time, and I beat the final boss. So it was very hard.
Nice,
which is very exciting. And I've been playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
I saw a very funny video that was like a girlfriend standing next to her boyfriend, and it was like, I'm gonna trick my boyfriend into thinking that I'm playing Elden Ring. Did you see this?
No.
She's standing there and she's like, like, why are you using this spell? And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, like, and she's like, people kept like commenting like all of these like things that she should say to him, and he like eventually freaks out. He's like, "Are you playing Elden Ring behind my back? Like, are you playing this game?" Because like she would know like all this hyper specific like verbiage, you know, that like people would just drop in. They'd be like, "Oh, say this to him," and she'd be like, "Oh man, yeah." Whatever. I don't know the Elden Ring terminology, but she kept dropping it on him, and he like his face was just like constant shock. It was awesome.
I saw something like it was kind of the inverse of that, like where a girl was playing and her boyfriend was just like, "Why don't you try dodging that attack?" And just like, so I let him try, and like he got his ass kicked too, like because the game's really hard. But like I can just see like a boy, like a boyfriend, like a stereotypical like gamer bro, just be like, "Come on, dodge that, like roll there, just do that." And then she's like, "Okay, try it," and like he didn't do very well. So again, you know, very funny.
Very funny. Using
gaming Lou to mess with me. There's a lot of people just like, he's cracked. Yeah. So, yeah. It's pretty funny. But I've been playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder on the Switch, which is fun. It's like, I don't know how to describe it other than like, just like, it's a video game where just like, it feels like, oh, they just like did goofy shit in a video game. It's just like, it feels fun. Like, as opposed to like Elden Ring, which is like, this is cinema. Like, there's a whole, like, there's a meme on Twitch where it's just like, cinema. Like, you like walk out of a cave, there's like a vista, just like, like it's like Miyazaki, like the guy who makes the game, just like cinema. It's just like, because like he wants it to be like this like experience, but then like Mario Wonder's just like, what if you were a Goomba for a level? It's just like, I don't know, let's try it. Like it's just like that kind of like goofy shit. Like you just like pick up a thing, and it's like, okay, you're a Goomba now. It's like, okay,
cool,
sure. Yeah. The biggest news though is that I finished The Simpsons. I think I finished The Simpsons since our last episode. I'm almost on with Curb. I only have like 6 more episodes of Curb, and I'm done with both of those. So that this
awesome, bud. What are you filling in? What are you slotting in next?
Well, I watched Hard Knocks. I'm not doing like an ongoing thing. I'm just doing like, I'm catching up on shit that I missed. Like I'm watching also now The Bear, which is third season I don't love, and Hard Knocks, the Giants, the preseason with the New York Giants, which we've been talking about a little bit. You're behind on, but like instead of just spending half an hour a day watching a sitcom, watching 768 episodes of The Simpsons, or watching, I mean, it's only like 120 Curb. Like it's not that, because there's like 10 episode seasons, but also like King of the Hill, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Just go watch TV. Regular TV.
Cool.
But you and I saw a Yankees game.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Joey and I went to a Yankees game. We love, I think you do too, daytime baseball, man.
Sure.
I love it. It's like one of my favorite things. Because I can catch a train down, come meet you. We usually drive in, we meet up at the bar, walk over to the Yankees game, see a Yankees game. We saw a really good one. They hit like 6 home runs that game.
Yeah, they won 9-1. Soto had 2 big home runs. There were like 6 home runs in the game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome. Just get to hang out. I got to try it. So when we went last time, we had talked about this. We were going for the Eclipse game, and then they moved it to not be during the eclipse.
Yep.
And so then it became a late afternoon game.
Which I think wasn't terrible, but like was not the day game we thought it was going to be.
No, because if we go to a day game, this game started at 1:15 or something like that. I was home.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was home at 6:30. Like I was.
So was I after I spent an hour 20 outside the Yankee Stadium, like not moving. Like it took me like 2.5 hours to get home. It should have taken me an hour, but traffic. But yes, it's quick to get home, both of us, and you're home before dinner.
Before dinner, so huge fan. Great time, ate some good food, and yeah, I had a really good time.
The other like in-person thing that I did of note was that Margaret and I saw our first concert together, which is a concert. I don't know if she really gave a shit, but like she came with me. So I've seen Beck 3 times. I saw Beck again, but Beck this time played with, he's doing like a tour with orchestras. So
interesting. Was it cool?
It was amazing. So he played with the Philadelphia Orchestra. We saw it in Philly. He did 20 songs with like an 80-piece orchestra. And then they left and he did like a 2.5 or 3 song, because he did like a harmonica thing, then like 2 songs with just like a little band, like his band. But like normally when he has a production, there's like 15 or 16 people, like it's just like a bunch of drummers, a bunch of guitarists, whatever, and just like doing like funky long things, whatever. And this was just like his small band and this 80-piece orchestra. So he's like, there's a bunch of songs I've never been able to play because like they have like orchestral compositions. Like we can't do that live. And so like there's a lot of stuff like I was going through. And I'm like, how do we do this? And so like he's got like 2 albums, Sea Change and Morning Phase, that are like much slower. And then he did a couple like covers, and he did a couple other songs that like he just like, he has a song that I think he wrote. I don't think he performed. Maybe he did in Eternal Sunshine, which he performed.
Okay, yeah.
There's a song he I think wrote for the movie Roma, which he performed here with the orchestra. Like there's just stuff that like I've never seen him play,
Roma, the black and white movie about
Yeah,
the...
like he wrote a song for someone else to do, and
Okay.
like so they played that, which it was just very cool.
Sounds awesome.
And I was like Margaret knew a couple of songs. I knew almost. I mean, I didn't know some of the covers or whatever, but like it was just wild because I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be. Like, I don't think it's going to be bad, but like I don't know.
No, it's
You
fun.
think about because like kind of like
You're not going to get this all the time either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he's doing like I think like 6 dates on the East Coast and 6 on the West Coast. Like it's not like a big
Makes
tour.
sense.
Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because he was talking about like he did a cover of a song that he really wanted to sing. He's just like, just imagine this is like $100,000 karaoke. Like just like this is me indulging myself. Like I'm spending a lot of money, like live out a childhood fantasy. Basically, like me singing the song like with an orchestra, just like indulge. Like it's just because you got to pay 80 people to be on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
So crazy. Saw Longlegs, which was great. We did an episode on Cage Club. Me and Mike and Dr. Chris podcast was on that episode.
How was it? You liked it?
We all really liked it.
Good. Okay. Rachel really wanted to see it, so...
There's some stuff about it we didn't like, but overall, all three of us really liked it. And I think more of it is really good than not. There's some stuff that's just like, this is not very good. But it's a great movie. I think you should see it if you have not seen it.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Saw Twisters. Did you like Twisters? You said you might saw it.
I think it was fun. It was a summertime blockbuster movie. Like,
You
I
know it's
went in...
gonna be.
I know what it was going to be, and it hit those things, and... Yeah, like, I wasn't like, oh my god, it's so surprising, or like, this is film. But, like, I had fun. It was
Bro,
fucking
were you mad
giant
that they
twist.
didn't kiss at the end?
Rachel said
Do you know about
they
this?
They shot a kiss, and they cut it.
Yeah. And Spielberg was like, no. If you do the kiss, it's going to be about her falling in love with him, when instead she should be falling in love with the storm and the chase. But, like,
That
everyone
makes
left the
sense.
theaters like, why didn't they kiss? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care either way, but...
Well, I don't really think about it, but like it when it literally ends with him chasing her down in an airport,
and they stop and
romantic
do the
gesture.
pose. Essentially, she does the leg lift anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
a little silly.
Little silly.
I mean, that's kind of spoiler for Twisters, but also like not plot.
And if
Anyway.
you went to go see Twisters and you don't expect this to happen within the first 13 seconds of
Right.
the movie, I don't think that the film...
I mean, it's the same thing as the first movie. It's Helen Hunt. Like, is she going to fall back in love? It's just like, well, yeah, that's how these movies work.
Yeah. It's a summertime blockbuster movie about
Mm-hmm.
giant-ass tornadoes.
Bob and I also saw Terminator 2, which is playing in Montclair, which is very cool to see that on the big screen. And then I saw this past weekend Deadpool and Wolverine, which
How was that?
I told you I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I think it's very good. I think I was trying to explain this to Margaret in a way that like she would give a shit because she doesn't care about these movies. And I'm just like,
Yes. Yeah.
all these movies have tried so hard to be like, this is the movie that's going to change the world, and this is going to set up the next movie, and this is where he gets this thing, and it's just like this is just like it's
A
doing
movie.
a big thing. It's like this is moving from the Fox timeline to the Marvel timeline, but it's mostly just like cool, like a bunch of characters that you know and like, and a bunch of actors, and just kind of doing like action shit. And it's like to kind of have a movie that's like that's important, but it's not like we're setting up the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Saga. It's just like no, like he's just kind of making a lot of dick jokes and stuff, right? Like it's just like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like it's not great.
There's a charm
I don't
to
love
that,
it, but
yeah.
it's fun. And it's just like it doesn't feel like this feels like because sometimes it's like this feels like homework. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
Yes. Yeah. I get
but,
it.
Yeah, I think that like if you're like you, I'm talking to you now, Joe. And
Yes.
you like the movies, but don't give a shit. Like you can wait for it to be on Disney Plus. Although it made $208 million in the U.S. and like $450 million worldwide, so it's gonna be in theaters for a
People
while.
were fucking people were fucking stoked on this,
My,
and I thought
my
that
theater was
everybody,
sold out. Yeah,
I thought everybody was like kind of had Marvel fatigue, but I guess Ryan Reynolds is still hitting. So
well, you think about like the movies. They haven't put out a movie in a while. Like people think about Marvel fatigue, but like there has not been a movie since the Marvels, which came out last year.
okay, that's weird.
Like,
Why are they like
Because people
redoing
got
the
burnt
time?
out.
Okay, so they like pumped the brakes on the timeline. Okay,
They
I
had a
didn't
couple
know
movies
this.
underperformed financially, and then there was the
Badly.
writer's strike and everything, and they're just like, let's refigure this.
Okay, yeah.
So between this movie doing gangbusters, and then also people leaving Comic-Con like, holy shit, these Avengers movies are must-see, like them rehiring the Russo brothers who make loud, like, they made Cherry, which is terrible. They also made The Gray Man, which you probably forget all about, because I forget all about, but the Gosling movie, The Gray Man, right, the Netflix movie, forgettable.
Sure. Yeah, I
They're
don't
good at
remember
making
anything
Avengers
about
movies, right? They're back doing that. They rehire somehow Robert Downey Jr. It's like, no, they had a good weekend. So, like, I didn't read the story because I know what it says, but like I saw a headline that was Marvel just had the best weekend since Avengers Endgame. It's just like they had a massive box office success. They have great publicity out of Comic-Con. They got their directors back. But again, like we were saying earlier, this is for shit that's coming out in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, like my favorite film critic, David Ehrlich, who does the year-end video reviews, said this both makes a really good case. Like, he hates these movies. Like, this is like homework for him. Like, this, like, he fucking hates. Like, he wants, like, period piece lesbian dramas. Like, so do I. You know what I mean? But, like, he wants a very specific kind of movie.
Not me, but yes.
And he doesn't want to see this shit. But he gave it, like, 3 stars on Letterboxd. And I think he gave, like, a B or something on IndieWire. But he's like, this makes a case for like, revitalizing the MCU and also never making another one of these movies. Because there's a lot about, like, obviously there's meta jokes. Because Deadpool's whole thing is, like, making fun of, like, you know, being meta.
Yes.
But a lot of jokes about, like, how, like, Marvel's had a lot of misses lately. But, like, we're going to try to figure this out. And, like, it's kind of, like, weirdly thoughtful in a way in that regard. It's like, okay.
I think Deadpool always did have some of the best writing. Because it was always, like, tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Like, it's what Ant-Man imagines itself to be.
When a Marvel movie is good or fun, you're like, I could see a bunch of these. And you sit through one that's like Ant-Man, it's just like, I know people love Ant-Man. I don't love Ant-Man, but just like, I don't need more of this. What are we doing here?
Same. So there's like that, like, I thought Shang-Chi was really fucking good. And then you hit me with the Eternals afterwards, and I was like, what the fuck was this? You know what I mean?
About it, like, I think it's got to be more, and I know that they want to do this, like, overarching important story. And I know that Nico and Kevo and the guys over at X's for Podcast have been done a lot. They've got stuff on YouTube. They're posting a lot of stuff on Cage Club. So if you want to hear people who, like, know more about this than we do, care more about this than we do.
Yeah, know the content, know the backstories, everything. Those are the guys.
Check out X's. They also, like, their Deadpool reaction episode was their 500th episode. They have so much about comics and now movies and whatever. Go check those guys out. You already know that just from Nico Kevo being on this lap for the show for entire lap, but like, I know that Marvel wants to build these overarching things that like have grand importance, but like, kind of just make good, fun movies. Like, remember what you're doing here.
You're right. There had been a disconnect at a point after Endgame that was like, we are so focused on the grand story that we lost. We can't see the trees for the forest. You know what I mean? Type situation. That I think you perfectly nailed up my sentiments there, is what it was. Because it was like, oh, you're right. A lot of, like, The Eternals feels like homework. Mm-hmm. That movie was not fun.
I don't want to, like, trivialize, because I know that, like, a lot of people care about, and I care about it too, but, like, remember that, like, these are all things that, like, when you were 4 years old and your dad was reading a comic, like, got you excited then. Like, don't be like, we can do a grand mythology of, like, whatever. Just, like, no, man. Just, like, have them, like, smash into each other and make some jokes. Like, just...
Yeah. Cool explosion.
Keep that in mind.
Babe in a sexy outfit.
Same thing about Fast and Furious, though. You know what I mean? Like,
cars there's a formula. Vroom. Cars go vroom. Exactly.
We don't need art. I mean, art is good. Remember what you're making.
I laughed today. My friend was freaking out, speaking of this, about the Robert Downey Jr. thing, and, like, how can, like, they change Doom and make it Robert Downey Jr. and he can't take his mask off because that's canon. And I'm like, this makes me laugh really hard because the Marvel fandom is so much grumpier about their content than the Fast and the Furious fandom. And everybody acts as if Marvel is art and Fast and the Furious is just movies, and they're literally the same thing.
Like, but if there was...
There's no source
60
material.
Years of Fast and Furious comic books. You'd be like, well, actually, canonically, Dom Toretto only uses 3 7/8 gear wrench, and like,
yeah. And you don't have that, and it's so funny to watch. Marvel has actually, like, kind of backed itself into a hole in the sense that, like, they have to pander to the diehards that know the source material. They have to pander to people making a good movie. I'm sure that there's so much business pandering that we have to do. Like, Vin Diesel and Jason Statham have the same number of punches, you know, like these kind of things too. And then they're trying to make an overarching story, and you're just like, we're now so pigeonholed into what we can do that we have to churn out the Eternals.
Yep.
That fucking movie.
Well, I think there's also like maybe like, and again, this is something I'm sure that like Nico and Kevin talked about a lot, but like hubris, like we can't fucking miss.
We can't fucking miss. We're printing
We can
money,
do whatever.
bitches.
We can get like artsy, and then they're like, actually, I don't want a 2.5 hour long. So like the crazy, like, I was looking at the schedule, right? Because like they announced like the new Avengers movies, and like they announced like the Fantastic Four title, and people are excited. The Fantastic Four, I think, is gonna be a lot of fun. The next movie is Captain America, which is with Falcon, which is going to be cool because like people love Falcon, people love like Captain America's a theme, right?
It was
and
cool.
The one after that is Thunderbolts, which is like their Suicide Squad. I'm like, why are you doing that? No one's going to give a shit. Like Marvel diehards will, but like if you are trying to sell, like pitch your girl, like, again, stereotypically boyfriend girlfriend, like trying to pitch your girlfriend on like, come see this movie with me. It's Thunderbolts. Like who's in it? It's like, is Superman in it? No. Is Captain America in it? No. Is Marvel? Is Iron Man in it? It's like, no. It's actually like. It's not Black Widow, but it's like Black Widow's sister, and it's like, and it's Julie Louis-Dreyfus as like this. It's just like, what do you do? Like, how is that? Like, you gotta like bulldoze that shit, and just be like,
and you're on a
we got
downturn
big
right now,
names.
so they keep trying to hit these like, oh, but you're gonna really love the Eternals,
yeah,
because you're right. They need to do Thor, Captain America.
Like I know that like historically like Captain America, like these people were not really main, like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman like are like huge things like people read, but like a lot of the Marvel stuff only became popular because the movies were good. So like I know that there's a history of like taking something unknown, but at the same time it's like you can't have a cast of like 8 or 9 people that we don't know. It's just like you gotta have some kind of like brand, like
Eternals, Joey.
Yeah,
we're going back to the Eternals.
I know.
It all comes back to whoever was like, the Eternals is a good idea. Fire that person. That's the person that needs to
like
go.
the Eternals, but also like I like the Eternals because like didn't feel like a Marvel movie. You know, if you're going like expecting a Marvel movie, you're like, oh what?
You like the Eternals? Have I just been shitting on the Eternals for 20 minutes?
Oh, I don't give a shit. Like I'm not going to defend the Eternals.
Because that movie sucked.
There's like 3 Marvel movies that I will like defend. It's like the first Iron Man, it's the first Avengers, and it's like the second Guardians of the Galaxy because I think people don't like that movie. But like, and maybe Iron Man 3 too. But like, other than that, I'm like, I don't give like even those. You're like, I don't like Iron Man. I'm like, okay,
yeah, cool.
Now you come after Paddington 2. Get the fuck out of here.
You need to catch some Paddington hands.
But yeah, like you can shit talk the Eternals all you want because I know nobody likes the Eternals except for kind of me. But also, I'm not like a big Eternals fan. But whatever.
Yeah, it's just like there's 9 characters. Have any of those characters come back in another Marvel movie?
No.
Since then?
You remember that movie ends with like a giant like god in the sky? That hasn't come back.
And like Jon Snow in the post-credit scene, right?
Was it Jon Snow or was it Harry Styles?
Either one, sure.
Harry Styles was there as Eros, who like in the comics, trigger warning maybe. Again, it's like consent thing, like kind of rapes She-Hulk because like people are irresistible around her and they have the relationship, and she's like, well, I don't know if I actually consented to this. Like that's what like the Eros thing is. They're just like, maybe we'll shelve that.
See, that's what they keep fumbling on these like big swings that they seem to be making. Okay.
I have Eternals at 25 of 43.
What's worse than the Eternals, bro?
Going down Loki season 1, which I did not like. I mean, obviously, like, these
Loki
are all
was
just
fun.
Like Loki, WandaVision, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Captain America, the first Captain America.
No,
like,
go from start at the Eternals and go lower. I don't even need.
I am. Like this is all below the Eternals.
Okay, cool.
Loki, WandaVision, Spider-Man: Far From Home, first.
You
Captain
didn't like
America.
WandaVision?
I liked WandaVision when it was doing TV tropes, and then WandaVision was just like, now we're a Marvel thing. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, do like the weird TV things.
Okay, you wanted more of that because
when it
that,
became
I think,
about
weighs
Wanda's trauma, which again I know is my speed.
That's
like,
your bread and butter.
Because they don't do trauma right in MCU.
Fair.
Doctor Strange 3? 2? Multiverse of Madness. What was that? Is that 2?
That was the lame one. That was the Scarlet Witch movie that was framed as a doctor's.
Oh, well, all COVID also ruined that. Black Widow movie, Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, Ant-Man and the Wasp movie,
Black Widow wasn't bad.
These aren't bad. It's just like I don't like these movies. Like compared, first Thor, first Ant-Man, Thor 4, Love and Thunder, Moon Knight.
Love and Thunder was weird. Yeah.
This is where we get to the stuff where I actively don't like. Moon Knight, Iron Man 2, Quantumania, Werewolf by Night, which is like a 40-minute thing, Thor: The Dark World, and my least favorite is The Incredible Hulk.
The original Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton.
Yes.
Makes
Correct.
sense.
But they're fine. Like I don't think there's any that are like garbage. They're just like I don't like them. But from the top, Avengers, Guardians 2, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Iron Man.
Yeah, there you go.
That was Extra Podcast.
That was, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Anything
Sorry,
else to say?
there was just like a live conversation of just Joey and I talking like around a table, just being like,
podcast
the
is.
fuck do you mean? I know, but I mean, that was very much a, like, just me being like, why do you feel this way? Okay, go ahead.
The Eternals. Let's talk about the Eternals.
Well, I started thinking about it, and I remembered how much I hated. Like, I don't think I hated it at the time, but like looking back on it, I'm like, you guys really fucked this up. But okay.
Yeah, because Jon Snow was he was an Eternal.
Okay, so that's why I thought it was Jon Snow, and then it's Harry Styles.
I liked it because it was directed by Chloe Zhao, who did the Rider and Nomadland, and she's just like, I'm gonna get that bag, and it's like, okay.
I respect that. I don't hate that. I'm just saying she probably didn't have the best options to work with there. So, you know, 9 characters that we don't know and don't care about.
Also,
fun.
being 2 hours and 36 minutes long is tough.
It is.
Next week, Hobbs and Shaw, Walt and Kim. In between now and then, Miracle Mile on the Patreon. Go check that out.
Oh, good episode, yeah.
Bonus episode 65. We've got another 5 or 6 or 7 this lap. So, toofast2forever.com for that. But Joe, any final thoughts in Night Run with Glasses? Haha.
I'm excited to tell you guys about all the fun things that I'm about to do when I get back for the next one of these.
In 3 weeks. Very cool.
In 3 weeks, yep.
For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFast2Forever, or at TooFast2Forever on all the socials. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Thank you to everybody who wrote in. Thank you, Randy, for doing the Lord's work. Even though it's going to mean I'm going to watch 25 hours of movies with Joe next to me, apparently, and live stream this to the internet, but we'll figure that out.
I just want it to be like the whole thing so that it's just like us sitting there, us eating, us sleeping.
Yeah.
We could have Rachel and Margaret be there or not. I think that'd be, I don't know if it'd be punishment or like.
Well, I was thinking, like, Margaret, you've never seen these movies. Like, let's watch them all in chronological order. She'd be like, no, I'm good.
Do you have 25 hours this weekend?
Like, she would watch 25 hours of movies. She would not watch 25 hours of these movies.
Fair enough. Okay.
Margaret, it's all I want for my birthday. To watch 25 hours of Fast and Furious movies with you.
Yeah.
Patreon page at toofast2forever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop, and come back next week for Hobbs and Shaw. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.